Good evening, everyone. I'd like to welcome you to the July 2nd, 2018 meeting of the Weare Board of Selectmen. We will start off with the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We will start with public comment. No? Okay. Moving right along. Department head committee items?
None.
None other than the... Okay. And next is discuss hawkers and peddlers ordinance with Chief Sean Kelly.
Thank you, Selectmen. As you know, that this has been something that's been on our collective plates for some time and backburnered because of other priorities. But we have gotten to this now, and what you have in front of you, you do have it in front of you? Okay. Are some notes for recommended revisions to our existing ordinance governing hawkers, peddlers, and itinerant vendors here in town. It's been the recommended changes that you'll see here, and some minor other ones have been made by our municipal counsel, Attorney Spector Morgan, and we can go through that together. On page one, there's each of the sections of the current ordinance are bulleted by number, so that's helpful. In this case, so bullet 2 definitions. In the second definition for itinerant vendor, Attorney Spector Morgan advised that we add with a total value in excess of $500 to the language following goods, wares, and merchandise. In section 3, I've made a comment there in the margin that Attorney Spector Morgan suggests that rather than merely writing shall be subject to the procedures, regulations, and guidelines established by the Board of Selectmen and filed with the town clerk, that we actually include what those procedures, regulations, and guidelines are. I don't know what procedures, regulations, and guidelines you have in place that may affect this. We may be able to do that as taking existing documents and merely making them an appendix or an addendum to this ordinance, and make the appropriate note in bullet 3 there. But I just don't think that we really need to overthink it or overburden the document. Application for license. Very frankly, this is the change that is recommended here is my own recommendation. I don't think the police department is the right place for applications to be selling in the community. I should be reviewing a completed application for the lawfulness of it, but I don't think that the administration of it should be at the seat of the police department. I frankly, I don't have a viable alternative that would be thrilled to death to hear from me, but at least give that some consideration as you're going through this process over the next couple of weeks. If it ends up that it has to be the police department, then it has to be the police department, but I would prefer not to be in that business. Subsequently, on the next page, this is going to be in bullet 4. Bullet 4, subsection C, I added current and valid, simply because something may appear valid, but at least with the currency, we can check a date and make sure that it is in fact. It's just more of a reminder than an additional step. And then in bullet D, I wonder in this day and age whether a written description of any standard motor vehicle is sufficient. Should we ask them to provide us with photographs? The risk there, from my perspective, and again, I think this is something that we would have to refer back to Attorney Spector Morgan, is what if they submit a photograph of a vehicle and then we don't give them the permit? and they say, well, wait a minute, that's a First Amendment issue. I can have that on my car or my van or my stand or whatever. Before you put a stamp of approval on it, I would recommend that be further reviewed by Attorney Inspector Morgan if that's something that you wanted to do.
Just a question, Chief, if you put that in there, then if the permit's denied, that we return the photograph or paperwork involved in that.
I'm sorry, I didn't.
If that's point, like you said, like having a photograph of the vehicle may at some point, you're afraid it'll be a violation of First Amendment. What if you put a codicil in there that if the permit is denied, all that paperwork will be returned to that person, then I wouldn't see there would be an issue.
Or you could make submitting photos of the vehicles as after approval.
After approval.
There you go.
Because a lot of
that's a
times
good
when the
idea.
assessors from the state come in, we get different ones, and that's when she gives us the information on the car, and then we always send her down to you so that if people call, just so that she could identify herself and give her the make, model, plate number on her car. It could be after approval.
That's
As
a
a
great idea.
condition of approval.
Yep.
They don't get it
Final
until they-
condition.
Yep,
They've got a conditional approval up to that point.
until they give us
Yeah,
the
there we go.
information. Yep.
Okay, that's a great idea. Then in bullet G, I made a small change. It said that they can't operate between, or they must operate between 8 a.m. and dark. There's a statute in the Motor Vehicle Code that gives us real guidance. So I copied it to here on the back end. So I think the 8 a.m. that makes sense. But then on the back end, half hour after sunset. All right, this defines for us
A time.
right. It's and it changes frankly, with each day, and allows for change of season and so forth, and it gives us some legal foundation. So in bullet 5, fees, excuse me, under the current ordinance, we assess $50 each year for the peddler's license. According to Attorney Inspector Morgan, we can't just have an arbitrary number like that. We have to demonstrate that it's an actual cost. The town's actual cost for processing the permit. All right, so
So that's not gonna stay 50.
No, we'll
I
have to
mean, it could
do
go
some
up.
more research.
You have to do more. Could go up, could be go down.
right, and there is that risk. Depends on who you have doing the work, whatever employment agreements that you may have that affect that, any number of things that could impact that. But one way or the other, we got to find a more robust way to identify a specific cost to charge for fees. Then bullet 7, the language in bullet 7 under the current ordinance was the pre-revision of RSA 321:3. So what you have there in red is the current language that appears in the statute, with striking out all of the old language. It's not vastly different, but rather than take the chance, let's match it up to statute.
Yep. I like that.
Okay. Then in bullet 8, in conduct, the current statute asks that the applicant will provide the police department with a list of names of the people who will be hawking and peddling. I asked that a change be made, that it simply be a written list. We don't need to have an applicant standing at our window and narrating to staff that Joe Snuffy's going to be in town and Jane will be there later. And I want to see it in writing. Give it to us so we don't have to worry about it.
Well, yeah, it's, especially in the day, well, not so much anymore, but the old days of the magazine.
Well,
The kids going around
And actually, I wanna
supposedly
ask-
selling magazines.
there is somebody around now doing that,
What, magazines?
There is.
not books.
Oh, jeez.
And I think what they're doing is, I'll be careful here, is, for instance, maybe searching out children that are a couple years old and coming to the house and selling these educational books.
Fantastic.
Because I know it happened to a family member.
Almost like the old
3
encyclopedia
times.
deals.
Back 3 times. And I think they finally just bought a damn book to make him leave. So they really should be registering, but I'm not sure how
That
they
scares
happened
me.
upon the house. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It was kind of odd.
Well, there's,
For educational
very frankly, I
books.
think there's some confusion, and
Okay.
I don't know where the disconnect is because before they even come to us, and we're going to talk about that
Yeah.
right now, before they come to us, they have to have a state of New Hampshire hawkers and peddlers license. And oftentimes, what I have found over the years with these magazine salesmen,
Yeah.
what are you talking about? I have my license.
Okay.
No, you don't. You've got the state permit.
You gotta go to
Now
the
you got to get
Secretary
to
of
town.
State and go get the
Okay.
So that may be what's going on here. I don't know, because I was going to say, I haven't seen a
Okay.
I haven't seen
a license permit or application.
Well,
I got a question, Chief.
Yes, sir.
Just kind of reviewing it. I think it falls under an exemption, but I just want to make sure. If in my trade, if let's say an aftermarket automobile service manual guy is out and about, and he stops by the town, the DPW, and tries to sell his service, is he exempted by F?
Is
Under
it
the
exempted
exemptions?
by F?
Yeah, just above 8 would be he'd be exempted by F,
we'll read it. Sorry,
or is he
that was him.
because
That's
theoretically-
an interesting question.
I just want
Because
to know. I mean, it's-
there's, I'm looking at that, and I am sensitive to the absence of any punctuation there. So what the selectman is referring to is the language reads in bullet F of the statute, any person this is an exemption to the requirement for a hawkers and peddlers. It says any person conducting business in any industry or association trade show. So my question is in the absence of any punctuation within that sentence, conducting business in any industry or association trade show.
yeah.
So it depends on how you read it.
And then, all right,
Depends on where you take your breath.
let's roll it back to the Snap-on guy.
Exactly.
And I don't know. I don't know if he, but I think he would be covered because that's an automotive repair industry, and I don't know.
That's-
But again, now it's on town
That
ground.
would
I
be
just
like,
don't
but
know.
that would be like the, you know,
It's an interesting
the
question.
guy that's
Yeah,
a
it's
licensed.
food for thought. I just don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, it's,
He's a salesman and he's selling his stuff to whatever. It's like saying the Hershey's ice cream guy can't go to Nana's and drop off ice cream because he's selling ice cream to her. I mean, it's part of the
Schwan
trade.
man.
Or the Schwan.
yeah, but
They're
but
licensed.
no, that's different. To me, that's well, Schwann's different, but the Hershey guy going down to
Right.
that's going for resale. So they're just
Oh, I mean,
transporting the
maybe-
product.
Oh, I see.
But the
Right.
end user is going to be
Yeah.
DPW operator
Or,
or the
well, then
mechanic.
you're gonna restrict the guys at
I
all
just
the
don't
way
know.
at gas stations and Snap-on guy goes in there and sells them.
Yeah.
And he's
so
they're the end
it's
user,
in-
so I don't know.
Maybe you need to, during your
think they would-
deliberations, we
I
need
think
to
they'd be-
find another, bullet,
Be exempt
Okay.
from that.
Which number?
bullet, make
Yeah.
it bullet
Yeah.
H,
Yeah.
and put in some language that
Covers.
enables
Yeah.
Enables
Because
some
there
of
was
these
just a thought, I'm reading through
variations.
this, looking through it, kind of going, well,
Says
do
the
they fit?
exception is any person conducting business in any industry or association trade show. I mean, so that
But,
takes out some of
So
it, but
my question there, Jack, is merely, where's your pause?
yeah.
Is the industry show or
In any
association
industry
trade
or
show?
Or industry.
So,
or,
Yeah.
to me,
you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Yeah.
to me, it
So,
looks like-
in your deliberations, we can try and find a way to clean that up
Right,
while staying within the boundaries of the statute.
right. Oh, I definitely want to stay there. It was just a food for thought question, or,
Yeah, it's worth
two
it's worth
examples right
consideration.
there that, you know.
Now, I will make something as clear as I can, because I've seen it so many times on social media and even here in our newspapers here in the state online. The Weare Police Department is not going to give any tickets to kids for selling lemonade on the side of the road. You call and complain that these kids don't have a hawkers and peddlers license. I'm telling you right now, I'm not going to give them a ticket. I'm not going to do it.
Oh, come on.
I shake my head when I read those articles, and I think I don't know what to think. It's just it boggles the mind. But I want you to know.
So when we have the group of people come in for the patriotic celebration, they're gonna have to be licensed? Hawkers and peddlers licensed?
How so?
Well,
What
they're
are you
gonna
talking
be
about?
selling,
Yeah, but we're not going door to door.
Yeah,
Oh, but
you
some of that-
have to come to us.
Right.
But then again, it's on town ground.
It's on town property and it's a school property in town. And then, what about
Well,
Old
this-
Home Day? We do it once every other year. We have these people that,
All the vendors.
they're
Yeah,
all
the
little
vendors.
vendors.
Interesting.
Well, those
I
that sell
wonder.
food
I
should have
wonder.
licenses
Now, this
in
is
there.
this is where you come up with your elected authority, and ask
Waive
Laura if it's possible. Yeah, either waive it or you put in
Waive it once a-
you
Yeah.
do a
Once-
special order as a
once a
board of
year.
selectmen at this date for this event.
Right.
You do not need this.
But I mean, when you're dealing with the patriotic celebration, then you have Scott Miller come in with his carnival, and then you have the associated vendors such that follow around with the
Yeah.
fried dough and all
Mm-hmm.
the other stuff. They have state licenses.
Yeah, but that's what this whole thing
So,
is.
I mean, then you have to get a.
Yeah,
because
so
they
that's something you're gonna have to
health
consider.
and-
I would think if
Welfare
it's a
stuff.
town-wide event that we would probably
Well,
waive it. I
I
would
don't
go
know.
Well, they
You'd
do
have to- You'd have to look at it.
Yeah,
Take it on a
again,
case by case.
Yeah.
basis.
Case by
I would
case,
definitely
yeah.
talk to Laura about that, because then, the single itinerant vendor says, now, wait a minute.
Mm-hmm.
You're giving these 15 people a break, but, I'm just a small guy. How come you're not giving me a break?
Or-
So it's worth consideration, it's worth further exploration, anyway, now you've got the draft that changes, the recommendations, and you have your work cut out for you. Let me know if there's anything else you need me to do.
Well, I think we have to ask Laura if we can do something special, have something in there special, because
Well, I-
they're on town property and school property.
Well, I think the school would probably have to be something brought forth to the school.
The school's covered in this, though.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, and also, make sure the school fits with it.
I have a question. If somebody does have a state license and say like for instance, that Naomi used, they don't have to go to the police station and say they're going around town in doing this. They don't have to
Yeah.
report
They
their
do,
They're supposed to.
according to the local ordinance.
Yeah, they
The
still have to follow the
the
local.
local ordinance,
this
the
one.
current ordinance,
Okay, that's what I
current
thought
and
this
future
was
that we're
probably
discussing.
done for.
Yep,
Yeah.
they have to come to us
Yeah.
with a signed, sealed, and delivered hawkers and peddlers license from the state.
And a list
Okay.
of the people.
Right.
And, yeah, I don't think waiving anything
It's,
like
it's
that
a
would be
system of checks and balances.
advantageous, it'd be detrimental.
Not like that, no.
Anybody that has a hawker, even if they have a state license, then they've gotta get
Oh,
one
no,
here.
no, no,
and
I
have a
didn't mean
list.
to refer to that. That was a question I was
Sure, I
holding on
think
to.
I think, Sean, just on number 7,
Yes,
if it says pursuant to RSA 321.3, the provision of the ordinance shall not apply to any of the following, and if you look at E, any nonprofit, community chest, fund, or foundation organizing exclusively for religious, charitable, scientific, literary, or educational purposes, when no part of the entities are any benefit any private shareholder or individual. I think the Old Home Day and the other falls that, wouldn't it?
But,
Well,
but
that
the
would be
vendors there may
not
not.
But the
That's
vendors
right.
selling.
Old Home Days as a whole would not, but the
But as
particular
far
vendors
as
might.
the other vendors that come in
They might.
selling
Well, I
fried
know we're
dough,
nonprofit.
that's for prop, but I'm saying, other than that, the
Snowmobile
ones.
Club's a nonprofit.
but that's,
Right.
But a
but
lot of the
you file,
vendors
you
are
file
businesses.
501c3, and you
Yeah.
have
Right.
nonprofit
Right.
status.
But if the vendors that come to
Right.
Old Home
Well,
Days
that-
don't file
Sorry.
Right.
I
profit,
see.
You have,
Yeah, they're not a nonprofit.
right?
Sandy's.
But your Boy
fried dough that-
Scouts, Cub
that's in
Scouts.
every
That's for profit.
fairground, that's
Yeah.
for profit, yeah.
Yeah, I got what
But
you
the
said.
people, but
Yeah,
what
Boy
I'm
Scouts,
saying is
Girl
if
Scouts,
you
yeah.
don't make an exception, say, like Old Home Day, and you got 50 little vendors that go and do 4 or 5 shows a year,
That's it, yeah.
they probably don't
Yeah.
wanna pay $50.
No, I
Right,
don't
because
blame them.
that could represent their daily nut.
But they,
Yeah.
but the
So,
others.
so you have that consideration, and
Yeah.
again, in your deliberations as you go through this, may make some additional recommendations, and I'll be happy to put them into the draft for you.
Okay,
Let me know.
so, Naomi, you're gonna add that?
Yeah, I think the
Yeah.
other thing is
I did
coming,
Snap On and Old Home Days, right?
coming
That's
to
what we
you
talked about.
for a permit too. I
And what-
think,
yeah,
pick
and
the
then what
application up
about-
here, fill it out, get it approved, then bring it down, it appeals
Right,
to you.
the other side of it is I don't take any money.
Right.
So if they come to me for an application, I'm gonna send them to town hall, because they gotta pay the money before they
Town
can come to, I mean, if we can cut out a staff, that'd be great. For them as well as me. All right, so anything else on this? Anything else for me before I scoot?
No, I think we're good. Board? Let's go, maybe? Have a wonderful night, safe drive.
Thank you very much.
Have a good 4th.
Yes.
Thank you.
No drinking and driving.
What's that?
No drinking and
Oh,
driving.
jeez, you're hard tonight.
Wrong dude.
Sean,
Wrong dude.
Me too.
I was just gonna show you this. This is what I was telling you about. Read who it's from. That's what I was getting at.
I can remember they used to come around now, these guys, and sell
That's my
children's
son's
books
garage, yeah.
to the
Yeah,
house.
the encyclopedia.
Isn't that weird?
This was
I
just
mean,
kids' books.
No, but they used to do the
Yeah.
kids' books, they used to do the encyclopedias.
No, he's the one. They're in my son's garage.
Yeah.
They did the,
Look at, but
then you had the ones, trying to work my way through college and selling magazine subscriptions.
isn't that weird?
No.
All right, see you later.
Okay,
Yeah.
interesting. All right. God.
Food for thought.
Yeah. No, I
Yeah.
think there's some things we have to look at. I
Mm.
think, Old Home Day and Snap-on. Snap-on,
I think that's,
Yeah.
he goes to a lot of, I was at Cold Springs one time, he was there. I
Yeah.
know he goes
And
a
probably he's
lot of
at
He goes to
businesses, a
every-
lot of
Snell's
garage.
he
Yeah,
goes to
Snell's.
every garage.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
we're
mean,
good.
Because a lot of times you'll say, hey, I need a 3/8 socket set.
Yep, yep.
And then next week he'll come back with it. He doesn't have it on the truck, but he'll come back with
Sometimes
it.
they do some.
But
Right.
that's your
That's
mechanics,
same with the Don Beck sales
Yep.
that go down DPW.
right?
Yeah.
Or,
That's the
Well,
only
that's
ones
it.
that
You
go
got-
in every DPW
Exactly.
Yeah.
you
Well,
got
in
B,
the area.
And
you
but
got
but is he
B&B
considered,
chain that comes around and
Yeah.
does the same
That's
thing.
it.
but is
Right.
but is the DPW facility considered an industry? I don't think it is.
No.
I don't think it
so.
is. But there's an end user there that's not going to be like an ice cream guy that gets resold.
Right.
So I just want to make sure that's covered.
I mean, is
Yeah.
all
Or it's a-
wear,
or it's a-
all wear,
Well, but what about your garages that
it's an
They're
industry.
in-
work for a
they're end
living
users.
instead of
They're end
running
users.
to them
Yeah.
to get
Same thing.
parts?
The individuals
Or not
that-
parts, but tools.
But they're not selling it to the end,
Right.
They're,
the company, it's sold to
it's
the
their own
user.
tools
Right.
to
Exactly.
do their own
So,
to do their own
so
work.
they own their end user. So it's really
Yeah.
not the business; it's the individual.
Yeah, it is.
So
It's an
every one of them.
individual.
Yeah. So I don't know. The shop does buy tools occasionally, but not
Yeah,
on the
yeah,
norm.
same, exactly.
Not on the norm. So I don't know. Just a thought.
Yeah, because
Both
usually
of
the
them.
individual mechanic comes with their own tools.
Some right.
Yeah.
Is this and just a question for my own knowledge? Is this a huge issue that we're fighting here in the town?
No,
No, I've never,
Okay.
I've never even heard we've had a problem with it.
no.
Okay. I just don't know how
Alright,
much.
so the biggest problem is,
I
We
guess,
opening a can of worms.
I guess, yeah. Are we opening a can of worms that I don't? Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't.
How much money do we want to invest in something? It's not a problem.
Well,
I mean, because we're talking attorney time. We're talking. I'm just. We've had Sean's time into it. I just don't. I guess
we've
I
had,
don't know.
we've had a minor issue that's probably not into that, and that was with the, farmer's market.
But that was.
The guy that was
Yeah.
in the farmer's market, 'cause
Yeah.
Well, no, that was
But
a
that was more-
different, that was
that was more
somebody
call
else
it town
using
hall
it for
rentals.
somebody.
Yeah.
but no, but I mean, still, it's a, basically a hawkers and peddlers situation, and now they're down selling it on the school
Yeah.
property.
But that
town
was an issue with
property.
the town hall, not with the actual
But still,
activity.
I'm just saying, it's
Right.
one leads into the other.
But I'm just thinking, I just don't know how much money we want to invest in this.
I know.
Because it seems like it's a
The
fun.
farmer's market is covered,
Under-
is exempted under
Yeah.
city.
Not
Read the
property.
whole thing, read the last part, it's the fruits of your labor and what you kill. And not always, it's always from the same,
No. The farmers market is considered a nonprofit, so they're
Yeah.
kind of,
well, I mean, the instance we had with the one in town wasn't, it didn't have the paperwork for nonprofit, if you remember correctly.
right. Okay, yeah, but that was also a debacle of address and resident. So, but I'm just wondering how much time and
I know.
money we really
I
want to
think
invest in
we're
this
opening up a hornet's
as a
nest here.
board.
Right. I really wish I knew why it was initiated.
What was asked, why we have it on the website if we don't do anything with it?
Oh, no,
And then it
no.
Oh.
Initially.
Oh,
No,
Okay.
That was
no.
a problem.
Maybe years ago
About
this was an issue.
forcing something.
I don't think
And
we
the
have-
other thing is too, is if this was issued, this was, I think I saw it was
The
signed in
original.
'96.
Yeah.
1990s.
Not for nothing, but everybody buys everything online now.
Yeah, this was probably when they
You're-
were selling magazines and
I think-
encyclopedias.
I don't,
and-
Right. I think that that Naomi's incident is a really real odd event nowadays. Anyways, it's not
Yeah.
the norm anymore. you know.
No,
and-
not by a long shot, but I
And
think
I
we
just-
ought to have some protection in place that if somebody does
Right.
that, we've got, you know, when somebody comes knocking and keeps hounding, and I look at it from a different perspective, to young kids that are, you know, less than school age or just starting in school and come back 2 or 3 times and they're forcing that on somebody, my radar goes on to the fact, what's wrong with this picture?
Yeah, oh, yeah, absolutely.
Or the ones that do that nowadays, you know, they come knock on the door, and most people aren't home that often, you know, are they looking, you know.
Right.
they-
Is there
Around-
is there underlying
Yes,
Yeah,
reasons?
so this way, at
Yeah.
least it gives you some type of, having something in effect that, oh, they didn't tell us, it gives you some type of venue that you can look beyond just what they tell you. Okay, I got nothing, I can't do anything about it, so they're gone. So,
Right.
okay, now what?
Right. It's just a, you know, I don't know if this one's, again, kind of put it
I
off the
mean,
back
you
burner
don't have to
again.
get it too complicated.
Think,
but
well, it's getting that way, because we've raised half a dozen questions just here,
what
the
I'm
five
saying,
of
I
us.
think we can probably waive some of this and then turn around and not get it as complicated, but at least if there is somebody that they get a permit,
Yep.
no matter what, and that they, if they're going door to door or doing something like that, I mean, how many, and that still goes on, the instances of, oh, I'm here to I'll come by and fix your roof, and it's mostly target the elderly. Or I'm here to pave your driveway, and that happens, not,
Oh, yeah, that
Daily.
definitely does, yeah.
Right.
and this is the protection for that, that now, okay, and while they do, they don't pave your driveway, they just throw a bucket of oil on it and say, see you later, or one of the other scams, and that still goes on, oh, you need lightning rods, and all it is silver painted rope and some nails on the roof, you know, big spikes. Yeah, okay, and
Yeah.
they'll charge us
Well,
somebody.
I'm not saying there's not merit here. I'm
But I
just
think that we should do something,
I'm just saying. I think I
and
just
if we have the complaints, now we can.
right.
now
I
we
just
have somebody
want to know
come
how much you know attorney time we were going to put into this. That's all at her rate.
But I think to not do anything is.
I mean, we could run the few things by and not spend a great deal of time
Yeah,
on it.
Right,
what
and
I'm
that's-
saying.
that's where I
If you
think we're
just
at with
live
it.
You've
it.
still looked at
Right.
it, and it would still be out there for somebody that
Right.
does
I
come
would,
by.
you know, we brought up I think a couple valid points here, and I think that we should stick with that. I don't think we should really go any further.
No.
Yeah, I
So
don't
I
wanna
think-
spend a lot of
So I
time
think
on
what
that.
we have here in print, we get the answers to the
Yep.
questions that we
Yep,
raised,
and
and
that's pretty much it.
we sign it and call it a victory.
Okay, actual cost.
Well, I just said more research. He wrote here Beth thoughts, so.
I think, you know, when you figure the cost to get the permit, you've got to figure out, okay, who's the person that's gonna take the permit? Okay, they're gonna take that time out, and you gotta break it down like you do in a law office, whether you're there 15 minutes or or 58 minutes, you're there for an hour. Okay, now they take the application from there, now they gotta process it and do this, so, okay, and you do it at whoever the highest rate is, so, okay, say somebody's getting paid $18 an hour, so, okay, you get 2 hours in it, that's 36. I mean, and then to send it off.
Should be a nominal fee, though.
And a nominal fee,
25
and I think,
$25.
I think 50 is probably, you go to a city in
Well,
Manchester
you think by
and get
time
one.
you know,
But again, like
somebody has to wait on them and
Yeah, so and
the
then it's
paper to
gotta go
make
from
the
here to the police
applications.
station, and it's gotta go.
Photocopies, whatever.
Photocopies, yeah.
So you're looking,
I mean, I don't think
$50, I think
$50
not
is much.
unreasonable. I think that's a reasonable nominal fee.
I mean, I can ask the reason why it was calculated or why it should be calculated, because I can tell you if you, depends on who does it, if you're looking at the wage, the benefits, the retirement, and the number of hours, $50 is pretty cheap.
Yeah.
It is, yeah.
yeah,
You
you're
take
right.
somebody's
I mean,
time,
like I said,
and
go
then
to the
you
city of
factor in the
Manchester, you're gonna pay
benefits.
over $100.
Yeah.
Go to the state for some of this, it's over $100.
All
So
right.
this would come back, what, maybe the town clerk would do this? Who's gonna do this?
I think the application would be then and turn it in,
I mean, our office could give out the application,
turn it into the.
and he'd have to approve it, and then typically it could come back here for issue.
Signature.
And then the
Right.
collecting of the money, they don't collect any money remotely anymore. They don't, he doesn't want that
No,
over there,
right,
everything
the
comes
town-
here.
It could come back to the town.
No, I'd say that
Or you can
the-
come back upstairs and I
come
give it to
back, come
Beth.
back to give it to Beth, and that way.
We have a
it's,
receipt book upstairs, she can give him a receipt.
It's not gonna
and he can
happen
go.
that often anyway,
No.
so.
It's
No.
gonna be far and few between, I think.
So I think, like I said, just my own thought. I think we put a
Add
pretty
those
good
few
step
things.
forward to it, and I think we close
Have
it
a-
up.
I think you're right.
I'll just ask her those couple quick questions,
Yeah,
it
and
shouldn't take
close it
very
out, and that
long.
way there's still something on file. It's been looked at in the last 12 years and 22 years.
So the only thing you
Close
got
it up.
really is
Get
Old
rid of
Home
some of
Day
it
and,
and-
22
and what?
in the last 22
July
years, I should
4th.
say.
Yeah.
One.
Patriotic. There's no other event that we have during the year in town at all?
Those are the only two I can think of,
Yeah.
Old
That-
Home
that
Day and the
doesn't-
Patriotic.
Right.
Yeah, I don't think-
Townwide yard sale.
Yeah, but even
Those
then,
aren't vendors.
No,
Touch a
that's-
truck, but that is a nonprofit,
that's a nonprofit, yeah.
and there's really nothing raised, so.
Yeah, I don't think there's, I don't think so.
Yeah.
So I can run it by Laura with those few things and
Yep.
tell her not to spend a lot of time. We're
Yeah,
just
Yeah.
gonna,
maybe a passive conversation type thing, but
Yep.
it's all
okay.
you. You're up. Next on discussion is the tax deeding discussion.
Yep, she's got handouts for everybody.
Yeah, I like handouts.
Was that in the box? Was that in the box?
It was.
Yeah.
Is there pictures?
I had her go check the mailbox. That was in there.
Was it?
Remember the couple? No?
The check.
The one
Oh,
we
oh,
saw?
oh, 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 it was, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Sharon's on to discuss tax deeding because the date of the deed is gonna be in between our meeting dates. So, she's given you a list of those that, I guess have, let's look at the one that goes landscape style, which is this way.
Yeah.
Sharon, if you don't mind.
No, not at all.
What she's done, is she's got all the information here basically that you want. All these people have been notified, as you can see to the far column to the right, of the impending deed. Some of them she's never heard from, probably got back in the mail. Some have a payment plan. So we're looking at some pretty,
So Delindia, she's
selling.
selling.
Mm-hmm.
By the end of the month, we'll see like $28,000.
That's public information.
Yeah.
Which one is
Yeah.
that?
Delindia.
10 Elm Drive. It's on the market.
And she did sell it.
Oh, it's
Oh.
Yeah.
it's got a purchase and sales?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
So doesn't Garrett,
Okay.
Constantino.
Yeah,
They have a purchasing sale.
okay.
And
Paul,
that's
Terry.
about 13,000.
And then Terry Paul does too.
Terry Paul does too.
Okay.
That's another 20 around. But
Now, some of these, will you expect to see cleared up? let's pick one out
I'm
here.
hoping.
Let's pick the top one, let's throw that one out there.
This-
The balance is $300, $310.
310, that's a
So I would-
camper.
But I would hope that you might see the small amounts picked up.
Correct. Jesse and Teresa, those are in the South Stark Park. I don't know.
Well,
They keep
let me
coming.
throw this out there. We haven't set a date for the auction.
No.
No,
I can ask Mr. St. Jean because, you can turn around and, if you deed these, you can turn around and give them a 90-day letter and include them in the auction.
And if something happens, we can always, you can pull them from the auction right up to the last minute.
That's exactly
So-
right.
right. And
So
Teresa,
the-
she's had a payment plan,
Yeah.
but it's far between getting money from her. Her and David Lunt.
Because the letters went out for September 30th. And I'm just wondering, I could get some dates from Jim St. Jean, Jay St. Jean. He's going to be the auctioneer.
Yeah.
Just wondering, I hate to do that quickly to people, but you're right, we can always pull them off the list.
Yeah, you can, anytime you go to the.
When's your
you can-
tax deed date?
July 9th, next Monday. But we don't have to do it right then. We could wait.
Yeah. No, and you can have another auction in the spring, whatever, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, but you could pull, if they
Yeah.
pay, you could take them out
Right.
of the auction at the last minute.
Yeah, that's true. I just was thinking to,
Clifford Martell, he's coming in for a payment arrangement.
mm-hmm,
They're actually looking into doing a bank thing for that. So then it's all paid up.
Naomi,
Oh, Russell Matheson, he's paid. Sorry.
is this paid
Yeah.
today?
No, last week.
So, okay, that one's off.
That
Yeah.
was paid, yeah.
Sorry, I forgot to take
Yes,
it
Sharon.
off.
the bottom one, didn't she pass away, or? am
Yep.
I- Yes?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought so.
Oh, she
Um,
did.
She
Because
did,
that's the one with,
yes.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how that's gonna work, because she never deeded it with her husband's name, it's just her name. So
Oh,
I'm
So
not
it's
sure
gonna
if
be
that's gonna go
probate.
They'll
through
have to go
Probate.
through probate, yeah.
Yeah, probate.
So
But yes,
sh-
she did pass
Yeah,
away.
I thought she did, I just,
Yeah, you saw that. So I guess what you do is those that haven't paid you by Monday, you would prepare deeds for us? You'd hit the deed
Correct.
button?
I won't hit, well, I prepare them for you. You guys sign off on
On
them.
the 16th.
Right, and then I'll deed them then.
Now, the Daniels Lake, you're not taking those, right?
No. Some of those I wouldn't take anyway.
No. No, I thought those were like right on the water, not available.
So
like,
one,
just
yeah,
here and there.
one's got
Right.
lake access.
But they're non-conforming.
There, you've got
Laws.
strings attached to a lot.
Yeah, and there's
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
little tiny things.
They're
couple of them.
tiny, there's not
Yeah, there's
even, I
nothing to
don't
do with
even
them.
know if you could
What are you,
sell them.
What about
what are you
this one?
talking, like a tenth of an acre?
Yeah, like little tiny
100
pieces.
foot square or something?
Yeah,
Some of
Yeah,
them
you're
about
talking.
that are a little bigger, yeah.
yeah.
I mean, you might
Or
as well put
one's
beach
just a
chair
little
on it.
It
path
was like
going
an
to
old,
the
it was
water.
probably
Yeah, the path to the
12
water
lot.
is the right of way to the,
Yeah,
Right.
Do you know what the Twin Bridge one is?
Is that the dam?
That's-
Twin Bridge, no, that's a little tiny piece.
Okay.
No, the dam was sold
Okay,
Yeah.
good. Just,
by
I don't,
him.
Right.
By
I don't want any responsibility
Yeah, no,
for
no,
that.
no,
I'm
no,
just-
no, we don't want
That's why I
that.
make sure it's not on here.
No,
That could be part of, Jan, that subdivision that went up through there could have cut off
The little chunks of
a
it.
small
Yeah.
strip somewhere.
It just seemed,
Yeah.
well, the other ones I could understand because they were lower
Like a
amount.
Yeah.
box,
That one's a little higher.
Hmm.
Sandra
probably because it's
Yeah.
on the town
Dupuis,
road. these others
Dupuis,
are
I
not.
think that's her
Dupuis?
name, Dupuis.
Mhm.
And Robert, oh, I forgot the T. And Robert, she just came in with 6,000, and then she wants to do a payment arrangement after that.
Dupree.
Yeah,
There's two pieces
Does that-
there, right?
she's got 4.
Four.
Does that
Well,
bring
two
it-
on, three
Water.
on, Waterman.
Yeah,
On River
one's
Road.
just land.
Yeah, but does that even bring it close?
Well, she's gonna make some sort of effort before now on the 9th.
Okay.
Correct. Salt, he's gonna come back in with a, payment arrangement. He started last month with another $500 arrangement. These
And the other
ones-
payment arrangements are going well?
Yes.
Okay.
They're going very
Yep.
well. Patricia Eastman, I cannot find her anywhere. Everything comes back. It's nothing signed.
All seasons.
It's all seasons campground. I don't know what we want to do with that one.
Have you tried them to know if she's still around?
Yes. So what happened was, this was left to her. We put it in her name, and then now she's claiming it was never left to her. And I've tried to call her, she's not answering her phones, nothing. So,
If the legal process put it in her name, it's in
I'd
her
just
name.
take that. Then,
there's people interested in it, they want it,
Right.
and I just got a call today for Bedard's property. I talked to Naomi about that one, but he's trying to sell it. I'm like,
That's right.
good luck with that.
Yeah.
So you're gonna see some of these names are
Disappear.
very unfamiliar to me, which is a shock to some of them.
Mm.
So
Oh.
I think what will happen between now and the 9th is Sharon will either see these paid.
Yeah,
I guess, is there any, because Sharon will need some direction, so do you want to, I'll throw it out there, whatever gets paid, gets paid.
right.
Whatever doesn't, come up with a payment arrangement
By the ninth.
if, but we have to agree to the payment arrangement.
Yeah.
So I guess what I'm looking at is if she can either have a payment arrangement on the 16th or she can have a deed.
Yeah.
That's how I was
Either or.
looking at it.
Yeah.
Either or.
Either or.
I mean,
Yeah.
this is,
Okay.
keep in mind, they've known about this since 2015.
Right.
And
Exactly.
looking at
It's not
the,
new
3
news.
years old.
Yeah,
And the payment arrangements are gonna be,
and the payment arrangement, so I'm just saying, Sharon's
Gonna be
gonna,
someplace that's
this is
equitable.
why we were here, so that we can have some direction. So
Yeah,
we
what do you want?
either
So this
give
is,
her the idea, she's either gonna go collect everything she's gonna collect, so that the 16th, she comes back with a tax deed for us to sign or a
Yep.
payment arrangement.
Yep.
Does that sound fair?
That sounds fair.
But I want it to be, I mean, my own personal feeling that, you know, a good payment rate.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
something that's not gonna be attainable.
I usually try to make them pay it by December.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's fine.
And then there's certain circumstances.
There's some that need
that
2
she
more
comes
months.
forward with.
But
Right.
this isn't the total amount owed.
This
No,
is.
no, the second.
This
one.
is as
Second
of,
one.
the second one is as of.
I'm just thinking, I know we
it's
have a
got the
couple
interest
payment
out here.
arrangements
Yeah.
that continue to go backwards even though they're paying.
Correct.
I don't wanna see that, you know.
No.
So I don't think we need to talk
Okay.
anything non-publicly tonight.
No, no, not at
Now,
all.
next time you meet though.
We will.
We may have to.
Now, keep in mind, we either start earlier and let Sharon walk us through it, because we can't
can't
shut the camera,
rush.
turn it on, remember, it
Right,
doesn't
yeah,
work, because
right.
last time with the storm,
Yeah.
there's no recording, there's
Right.
no YouTube, there's no nothing of the last meeting.
Okay.
So we either push off what we had already planned on for the 16th, which I can make a phone call later, that's just fine, and give Sharon a little time at the beginning to
Yeah.
do
Yep,
the deeds or the other.
that's fine.
Is that all right?
Yeah, that's,
That'd probably work. for
or
me.
to me, that's perfect.
Was that JW? Or did he call back?
No, never did.
Okay, good.
No, the
That was
earlier
a-
one.
That
Oh,
was-
yes, that's right, yes. Okay, yeah.
So I'm gonna write deed or payment arrangement,
Yep,
and we'll do that. I mean, Ricky, can you start at like 6:15?
I can start at 6 if needed.
All right, can you do 6? Is 6:15 or 6?
6 is fine.
All right, why don't we do 6 with you
6.
as non-public,
yep,
with either a tax deed or more of the payment plan. The deed's public information,
right,
but at least the payment plans will plan on the 16th at 6 o'clock.
perfect.
It's non-public.
Right, and then that won't, I don't think that will mess up anything for what we
Nope,
told
it
them.
won't. No, because I'm assuming you're not gonna see some of these.
Right,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure that.
Yeah,
some
because I
of these
mean, look
Yeah,
at,
some of them are on
aren't,
there.
aren't.
Yeah.
Some of them are, some of them aren't.
I've got 2 on Branch Road.
Yeah.
Those on the lake.
Yeah.
There we go.
Okay, Sharon, do you have anything more?
Nope, I don't.
Awesome. Well,
So
thank
is
you.
that okay?
Yeah.
We're
6
good?
o'clock in 2 weeks.
Perfect.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
Thank
right,
you.
thank you.
Thank
Yep.
you.
Good night.
Good night.
Approval of meeting minutes, 6:18 of 18.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, you guys, did you come in over the weekend to get yours?
No, we've got them tonight.
I gave it to, I brought
I
it.
know. Okay.
They weren't there Saturday when I did.
And that's because I had printed them before I left on Thursday, and someone took them out of the copier, knew exactly what they were printed for, but threw them in my mailbox.
Oh, great.
So nobody can staple and nobody can distribute when I'm not here, I guess. So that's why I didn't get them. Sorry. Had to vent.
Page 1.
Maybe the scene,
I
I
didn't
I'm
see-
not-
didn't see anything on page 1.
I'm not listed as being here.
Oh,
yeah. Were you?
oh, that's what happens with a template.
I was here because it's my name said many times. in the-
Yes,
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 you are.
yes.
You were here?
I think so.
That was your alter
That was a
ego.
month ago. Yeah.
That was your alter ego.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Page 2.
you made a lot of motions for someone that's not here.
Right.
Right. Page.
Under public hearing,
Yes.
at the end of the third line,
two,
instead of
three.
at, change to and.
The end of the third line. From the top or the bottom?
Where it says public hearing.
1, 2.
Third
Oh,
line.
the
public-
third line down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Open the public hearing at,
And recognize.
well,
Oh,
I think should be.
Have
I
the
think
time.
at the time and then.
And recognize, yeah.
Right.
oh,
Because
oh.
So we were,
Yeah.
it was
Time.
scheduled for 7 p.m.
Right.
Oh,
and recognize, good catch, sorry about that.
Okay.
Right.
We didn't start exactly, so.
Anything else
Yeah,
on page 2?
we did some other things in between.
Oh, wait a minute, I did
That's
have
right.
another one on that page.
Oh.
Yep,
Go up from the bottom now.
yep. Right or left?
1, 2, 3 on the right,
Yep.
where it says Weare, after ladder truck, so Weare doesn't need one.
Well,
today, Goffstown Hills
Oh,
Broken and.
Weare, so Weare
Weare
doesn't.
was,
Doesn't,
if Weare was to need one, we would reach out to
One-
one of the neighboring
yeah.
communities.
that's all
Oh,
right.
so if
Weare,
Ware
this
was
if is
to
missing.
need
If.
one,
Yeah,
Right.
gotcha.
Right.
Perfect.
okay.
All right. All set on page 2?
Yeah,
Yeah.
3?
Let's see, 1, 2, 3. Fourth paragraph, last line, gets.
Fourth paragraph.
It's-
1,
it's
2, 3,
gets.
4.
Last line,
Makes as he gets.
gets
Paycheck.
paycheck. And then, Steve Roberts, where that
Yep.
starts.
Yep.
Go down, and in that paragraph, third from the bottom, I think
Yep.
it's CIP.
That's not
Oh,
California Highway Patrol.
CIIP.
I have a
Oh,
too many
CIIP.
eyes.
Looks like an H. I guess I'm in a little bit.
I was just gonna say, that's what that phone does to you.
And then I had nothing else.
yeah, I didn't see him.
4,
I didn't.
I didn't have anything.
5, 6. Savon. Entertain.
Well, no, yeah, there we go, that's it.
That's
I
it.
thought there was something for me.
I make a motion that we accept the minutes as corrected.
Second,
All in favor?
aye.
The manifest.
You have that?
I do. I think we need a drink of water halfway through it or a break.
Oh, not bad.
All right. Move to order the treasurer to sign the payroll and accounts payables checks dated July 5th, 2018, as included in the following manifest. A payroll manifest of $53,980.76 for weekly payroll. A fire department monthly payroll manifest of $4,281.61, June call force payroll. Accounts payable manifest of $582,430.34. A John Stark Regional Accounts Payable Manifest of $450,000 for a total of $1,090,692.71. The following manifests were previously ordered to be signed at the June 18th Board of Selectmen meeting for a payroll manifest of $60,456.91, includes weekly and monthly checks dated 6/28 of 18. An accounts payable manifest of $59,477.66 for checks dated 6/28 of 18. As there is no selectmen's meeting scheduled for my birthday, July 9th, 2018, please order the treasurer to sign the payroll checks dated July 12th, 2018, estimated to be about $60,000. Furthermore, to order the treasurer to sign up the amount of $60,000 for accounts payable that cannot wait until the next scheduled meeting of July 16th,
pretty
2018, without incurring late charges or interest. Reports and actual check amounts will be reported to the Board of Selectmen by inclusion on the manifest memo at the next scheduled meeting. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Except about the birthday, I'm not
Oh,
sure.
all right.
That was sneaky.
Yeah.
I just read it right along. I'm like, hey, that's gonna fit.
Trying to slip one by.
That's all right, mine's Wednesday the 11th, so.
Not too far off. Just 2
No.
years.
Okay.
Your report.
Did you say 2 years? Oh, a few years.
A few
Few
years.
years.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to think about that too.
Boy.
Thought I'd get you on that
A few,
one.
a few is more than 2. That's all
Yeah.
I'll say.
I know. Show my son's age. I'm gonna send down this. This just doesn't need a motion. Do you remember the old inventory forms?
Yes,
Do you remember
Yes.
those?
yeah.
Every year, we still have to sign that we're not doing inventory forms, the state wants to know, but there's enough signature lines as no. And then Wendy gave me this, she's on vacation, so if you guys would just sign, it didn't get in the box.
Oh, I better put my black pen out.
Yeah, so if you guys can just pass those down.
Oh, I do have one. It's right here.
I do also have,
This is to assess Ricky extra money for his birthday. Oh,
I'm getting a pay raise. Look at that.
not to assess.
Oh, thank you.
See?
alright. Yeah, that's what my other thing. I got, 3 letters from the public library. Typically, as you know, the trustees appoint their own, but we actually make the final appointment. We have an appointment for Diane Kuchar Smith as an alternate. We have an appointment for Mark Carey as an alternate, and for Helene Kirk as an alternate to the library trustees.
And they've all been signed off by the trustees?
The trustees signed it and sent them to us.
Okay.
But you guys make, I don't know if you wanna make one motion, individualize them, or how you wanna do it, but they're all three of them signed
I'd say
by.
make a group motion.
Yeah, that's what
I move to uphold the recommendation of the Public Library trustees to appoint Helene Kirk, Mark Carey, and Diane Smith.
Yep.
Commissioner Smith, to the Board of Trustees as alternates.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. I'm sure I will need a non-public at the end of the evening.
Under
A and C.
A&C.
Yeah. So, with that being said, I will go to my report for the, let's just start with the regular one, not the building one. The hawkers and peddlers, we'll try to wrap that up in 2 weeks, if that's all right. I'm gonna shoot for the 16th, get that off. Joint loss, I do know they met the 20th, and I know they're meeting again in September, but I honestly, I don't have the date. I wasn't there. Jan, were you there? Do you remember
I was
that?
there, but I don't remember.
Okay, I can get it from
found the
Dina.
date, I think.
Okay. I don't remember the date. I know it's September something. If you look at the calendar, it would be about the 12th or the 19th, if they stick with Wednesdays.
And I think they did.
Okay, well, I can just ask her. I'll double check for the
All
next
right.
time. The tax deeded, as I said earlier, the 90-day letters have gone out, and I anticipate catching up with Jay St. Jean to pick a weekend. You guys you probably don't want Columbus Day weekend, right?
No.
You want to avoid a weekend. Okay.
And I know there's one of the weekends too, he'd be tied up in October because he had another auction.
Right, and that's why I want to
State
get on the
auction.
schedule. So, and that's probably, so it would probably be the 20th, because the Columbus Day is the 6th, 7th, and 8th of October, that weekend. And so then the state auction would probably be the
Following
14th.
Yeah.
So then we would be the 21st, if that
State
works.
auction's the third week.
Then I'll try to get the second
Weekend.
week.
Yeah.
It's the third weekend?
It's the third weekend.
Well, I'm just gonna, I'm gonna,
Well,
I
reach out to
felt
him
that
and
we should avoid the holiday weekend, just because if people are
That's
going
fine.
away.
Reach out to him too.
So
He
I'll
may-
see if I can finalize that.
Sometimes he does some of them during the week too, on weekdays.
Okay. And Article 27, hazard mitigation, I didn't mean to skip over that, but I'm still waiting on Sylvia from Southern New Hampshire Planning Commission. She was supposed to get back to me, but I didn't check back with her in my... Article 27, I think, after all the confusing emails back and forth, we did have a member put up I called it a doodle pad, I think she put on there. And you put your name on the left, and then you went through the whole month of July and checked off the nights you were available. And the top kept the tally. It was kind of cool. So then they picked, it's unfortunate, but July 30th was the night that everybody could be there. But
That's a
Jan,
meeting.
that's a selectman night.
Well, where are they gonna meet?
Upstairs, I think.
Oh, 'cause of-
They're gonna start at 6, is my understanding. So Jan can start there and come down from here. You know, I think, they needed a night they could all get together. And I also think, Jan, if I'm not mistaken, you guys were all gonna try to meet on Tuesday as well.
Tuesday the same week.
And the 31st.
Yeah.
The part-time minute taker, we did interview the 3 applicants. Chip and I met today to discuss, and we ranked them, and we've picked a candidate. I will call her to see if she can come for an interview on the 16th, if that's okay.
That's fine.
Okay.
I just don't know when we're gonna do it with everything we got in the docket. It'd have to be
Okay.
later, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but she lives in town. I can talk to her about that too.
Okay.
All 3 lived in town, so. The ACO position, I put that on here because you asked about it, and funny how you asked about it and then we got an update. Did you guys get the update right after we met?
Yeah.
That he's put it out there, and he began recruiting, put it on the Facebook, and I didn't put on the town one, I will in the morning, but they're gonna accept applications till the 22nd of July. But it's been out there for the whole month of May. He was on the National Animal Care and Control website. That effort yielded 58 candidates reviewing the position with 0 applicants received. So that gives you where we are, but it'll be July 22nd if we have anything. The harassment policy, I did not follow back with Phil St. Cyr. I know they were looking at ours, as you all know, from when we took it. There were some changes they were going to make to tie us up into that. And then just, I'm off Ricky's birthday.
Oh, boy. We'll have to
Through mine.
I don't know. Through yours.
I took mine off too. And then Friday I'm going to leave early because I have to run the show across the street.
Friday's the
My
7th?
volunteer, yeah.
No, I thought Saturday is the 7th.
Oh,
That's 6th, Friday. Did I say that? Yeah, you're right.
7/7.
7/6. Sorry, not 7/7. My mistake. But you know where you find me,
Because
over
I
there.
know, because I know where the 7th is.
Is that your birthday?
No, Jack's.
Okay. So then I'd like to move on to the government building projects. I did reach out. We still have received no other bids. I did reach out to the applicants that supplied us bids, looking for insurance. I get 3 electrical contractors. 1, 2. I think I got the 3 electrical. I would like you to, maybe we could move on those. There's 3 electricals. They all have insurance. The one contractor for the Gordon Brown building, I called him and he went right off the deep end and said he didn't have the $6,000 for insurance to just throw away his bid. And I said, sir, I'm just calling to ask. I was asking for insurance. So I didn't throw it away, it's right here, but he has no intention of getting insurance, he doesn't have insurance, so. And I'm assuming the other contractor as well, I haven't seen his yet. I don't know, I haven't seen the plumber one, but I think they might have been on vacation, I don't know. I can follow back up on those 2. But I do have 3 electrical bids, 3 certificates of insurance. So, I don't know if you're ready to take that on tonight and get one thing off our list. You guys can look at it and then I'll just continue. Gazebo, town office. Like I said, we've got no new bids. Sherry, I meant to touch base with you upstairs. Did the walkway finish yet or no? Is it it's still on the list? Okay.
So on the list.
Okay.
Unless they did it today, I didn't.
No, they didn't work today.
Oh, that's right.
The guys wouldn't work today. The only number 16, you probably need to have further discussion on that. I added 17 because that's been brought up to me several times.
Needs to get trimmed up, that's all.
I said trim or remove because that's been a bone of discussion here. I mean, it's
Trim it about 2 inches off the ground.
Wow.
Alrighty then. I guess that's trimmed.
No, because even Peter asked what we're gonna do with it, because he has a hard time getting around to mow it, and then all the apples that fall in the fall, nobody picks them up. Nobody uses them.
Right.
So, he could provide us a trim bid if you wanted to trim it.
Well, you don't have
I would say
anything out
trim
there,
it,
I'd say
'cause I
trim
know
it.
Shirley uses some of them. The lady who lives on Duck.
Yeah.
I think her
Okay,
name is Shirley,
okay.
'cause,
I'll just share, we have ours done, but we do it professionally to yield fruit. What needs to be done to do that is a lot of money that I don't think you want to spend any money.
No.
Well, if he trims it up so he can mow it around the edges, because right underneath it, there's no grass anyway, is that?
No, there was always bark mulch put down, but that wasn't in his bid either.
Oh.
I'd say trim it for now and we'll go from there.
Trim it how?
Just for mowing convenience.
But you want him to trim up? Do you want,
Yeah, if
because,
he would. I don't think anything that we do to it myself. If we have it trimmed to better suit, you know, the lawn care.
Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna hurt it at all. If anything, probably gonna make it grow a little better. As far as taking, I mean, it's only gonna help it, I think, if you get some of the you know, dead weight out of it.
Now,
But I don't know, obviously, you know, Peter's is a apple tree
he's
trimmer.
not in the trim.
Right, which I understand that, but if he can make it look somewhat decent with minimal work, I'm for that. I don't know about the rest of the board.
Okay, I'm gonna throw just a curve to you. Do you wanna spend any money on it? The only reason I'm not trying to, because we do have people that wanna use it. I mean, take the apples. I mean, we start spending money on it. Is that gonna be somebody have to apply for it? You know what I mean? It's town
No.
money, it's taxpayers' money. So, I don't know what to do with it. I actually would agree with John, but that was mine from a long time ago.
The only reason I say just trim it is because I'm not sure if that is one of the original old apple trees that came up, you know, the Granite Beauty. Because some of the
It's
trees
been
that
a
were
long
planted.
time ago, because it's been out there since I've been here,
Oh,
and that's
yeah,
23
but-
years
Yeah,
ago.
yeah.
But I'm not sure of that because those came off the farm, they grew them up here, they
Yeah.
were actually originated in Weare. I just don't know if that is
Yeah.
one or not.
Could
I'd say trim it up for now.
Yeah.
If somebody wants to just come and pick those apples up, I would just put it on the web and just say, you know, anyone looking for some apples to either cook with or
They're very tart.
feed, yeah, well, good apple pie.
They're not the prettiest ones either. They wouldn't win the blue ribbon in the
No,
fair, so.
No, that's fine.
Oh,
I mean, I just don't want to see us spend a fortune on the
No,
trimming.
I don't either.
It really needs a trimming if you're gonna trim it, but
Oh,
we
yeah.
It needs a lot more
we
than
don't
that.
do it to
No.
yield the fruit.
no,
No.
I'd just say trim it up at the bottom so you can mow it.
Yeah, for mowing convenience.
Trim it up at the bottom.
Right, do it.
Isn't that what John wanted? Trim it up at the bottom.
So, other than the one thing I can get off there, I have received nothing more, and the insurance certificates that I've reached out for, I have not. I think you need to have a discussion about 16. I know you all went over and looked at it, we were all looking at it, but we didn't discuss it, we didn't do anything with it.
We can actually-
One more.
we can actually get two things over there. Right?
Well, I'm gonna have to call somebody to go, or, the replacement of the roof, did we talk about asphalt or metal?
Didn't it really bring
Talk
them
about both.
We didn't,
Whoa, but we never really.
So do you want to bid on both?
Yeah.
I think so, but I think my intuition would say let's metal it and done.
Well, the only bad thing is the metal's gonna pitch over some of those doors, so you have to be careful.
No, I get
Claw or
that.
something.
I
you
get
can
that,
put
but-
stuff on.
Right, they can put the
But those
stop.
clips don't always hold, that's what I'm saying. We have some heavy
Right.
snow and wet snow, sometimes they'll break and you'll end up,
And I don't know what the R value of that roof is. I mean, I don't know. It doesn't. It seems to hold snow pretty decent as far as, you know.
Well,
longevity.
I mean,
Well,
we
it's
want it-
blown in, it's a
Right.
blown in, so it's not gonna have any,
yeah,
Right.
you want it to, you know, yeah, you don't want it to get ice damped either, but, I don't know, I'd get a price on both,
Yeah, I would think both.
and,
Now, metal, there's two different kinds, is my understanding, right?
this
Standing seam and something
standing seam is
else.
the most expensive,
That'll
and
be
then
more
there's the
expensive.
overlap.
What's it called?
This the
Standing
overlap,
seam.
you know, it's the standing seam is the more expensive of the two.
Well, what do we want to do?
It'll
Well,
be-
you can
won't
quote
get
for both.
Quote for both,
I
and then
get
quote for the shingles.
But
Okay.
if they do, when they do the shingles, you wanna make sure that, because there's no venting in that, I don't think. They've blown that in, there's no prop vent probably in there.
So roof vent,
Well,
Ridge vent.
There's
ridge
soffit
vent and a
vents,
pro-
but there's no ridge vents,
ridge.
so
there's no prop vent, there
circulation.
may not be any prop vents in that either, because if it's blown in, it may be blown right up to the eaves.
Oh, I see.
So if you don't put something in, you're not gonna have any airflow coming in. Somebody will have to crawl up there and check it out.
It settles after a while, so there should be enough to circulate, but you've got soffit vents, which are supposed to vent it, and then, so you don't have any ridge vent. So it's
No, I
not-
knew that, I could see that.
Okay.
So, let me ask you this, do I just put out an RFP for, and then let, this never works well, is let them,
Let the roofing contractors
let
give us the
them,
price.
all the roofing contractors go look at it, then you're not gonna have apples to apples, you're gonna have an apples and orange.
Well, you tell them what you want. You want commercial.
Well, that's what I'm
grade-
asking, I mean,
Commercial grade asphalt shingles and metal. You're not gonna get apples to apples on some of the metal roofing, and tell them it's metal roofing, both types, the panels or standing seam, and you'll get a price on both types.
so it'd be, taking it off, is that what we're
Oh,
doing?
you'd have to
Oh, you
remove,
definitely
yeah.
take
You
it
have to
all
strip
off.
it, and that's
Oh,
to
yeah.
include stripping,
Okay, just like the old one that we
Yeah.
did for here and the one, okay.
Yeah.
strip, remove,
Okay.
remove all the stuff. Put the ice and water shield on it.
Oh, yeah.
All right, because I can pull out the ones we did here in the library, it's similar.
And I think if you spec it out.
And then
you
just
don't want
ask
them to do
for
it all the way
metal.
to the top.
Yeah, but it's a little more with if you go with asphalt, because you gotta make sure there is proper vents in there, and that there's airflow off the eaves. And you probably want at least a 50-year architectural shingle put on it.
Most of them are now, anyway.
50 year?
Most
Yeah.
of them are 50.
That'd be the last one we ever do.
That's right, that's what I'm thinking.
But yeah.
That's about as good as you're gonna
And,
get.
and
Let's say, I don't think we did,
also,
we did
also
30.
you want to spec it that they put the ice and water shield all the way to the top. Most of them will just put the two rolls, two courses of it
Pretty
up, and that's it.
It would be an
Wow.
expensive
When you
deal.
say all the way to the top, you're talking from the
Right.
bottom to the top?
Right from the bottom of the roof, right to the ridge. I'll tell you, it's a little bit, it adds a little expense, but in the long run, it saves you a lot because you have no leaks anywhere for it to leak. If you do have a buildup or a hole someplace, you're not gonna have it come back down somewhere else.
Plus, they're gonna have to put a ridge vent in.
Yeah, I got that.
Back.
Yeah.
But we can try it and see how it goes.
Any contractors, any roofing.
You did
contractors,
see
yeah.
actually that the security cameras for the PD is out to bid right now with bids due the 20th.
Yeah.
Did you check with, Bob Bazina relative to the Homeland Security grant? or
I
anything
haven't,
for that?
I have not yet, Jen.
Yeah, Homeland Security just gave a big grant, most of their grants went to the schools. It's all for video and security in
Security,
schools.
yeah.
Check with
They just,
Bob.
the governor just signed an additional.
What's his name too, when you say Bob, Bob Christensen too is part of Homeland Security now.
Yeah, he's a big specialist over there. The one he gave the class that I went to.
Yeah. Zebo. So I don't know if anybody's got any better suggestions of those other bids? I mean,
I don't know, I think it's so late in the season, I don't think you're getting anybody, because they're probably all booked up right now. I think maybe in January, you put the bids back out, I don't think you're gonna get it done this year.
yeah, the only, with putting out in January, they're usually good for 30 days, so what do you tell them, it's gonna be a spring?
Yeah,
Yeah, tell them to bid it accordingly for spring.
spring project, because they're not gonna wanna get out there in January and be working on the roof anyway.
No.
Unless,
Well, the roof part of it, yeah.
No, I just don't know how that works when you're looking for a bid and then,
Put it out and
will
just-
you know though?
Well, if you get an RFP, what are you talking about, for the roof? or the
I'm just
public
saying,
safety
would you
building?
know at that
You could
point
do
in
it.
January if cost is gonna fluctuate for April?
just, just ask for a bid for May 1st, bid through May 1st or something. Surely the snow will be
A
gone by
bid for
then.
what, the,
No, put it all,
No,
I
no.
mean,
yeah, I mean, if you get bids now for
so
the,
good for
for the
May
roof,
first.
I mean, there's no reason you can't do that
Oh,
in
for the-
November.
For the, yeah, but, that wasn't part, I mean,
Okay.
we were trying to get some projects
For
done.
the other projects.
Yeah, for the other
I'm saying
projects.
You get bell
Yeah.
tower,
I just think we got the
The
bid-
bell tower is separate though, we put that out
Yeah, you don't
separately,
have a
so
bid
that's
for
a
that.
separate. No, but that money is that
is
money.
Designated.
protected.
That's designated for
Right.
that anyway.
No other bids on the town hall projects. I mean,
Yeah, I
No,
just-
but I think what she's saying is if you put it out in January for those,
so do we have?
asking for a bid that would be good May
So
1st.
for the Gordon Brown building, we have to put it out again. So
I would
bid
put
we
them
got.
all out.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody seems to be, like, and probably people are busy. I know people are busy.
Oh, I know, right now, they're right out straight. They've got, if they're good at all.
Goes to
they're
what
not-
Jan said. We didn't put it out early enough.
Right. And if you're not getting bids, it's because all the good people are busy. That's for sure.
So other than that, it's pretty grim, but I have some non-public things. Things, more than one.
Things, okay.
Yep. Okay.
Did you wanna do that in
Oh,
number 16 or
yes,
whatever
please,
it
thank you.
was? Well, I thought it was the consensus of all of us that the compressor wouldn't be put where it was suggested.
Right.
Am I
Well,
And is that,
correct about that?
It's
no,
not-
no,
We didn't
but,
make any decisions.
We
but
didn't make any decisions.
there wasn't any decisions
No, I
made
know.
because of that. I mean,
Yeah.
we talked about it, we talked about meeting over there, but even that night when we left, I couldn't stick it on the board, it wasn't 24 hours.
Right,
So we all looked over there, we never discussed it, we really just kind of looked around. I think the feelings are exactly what you said,
okay.
but we haven't initially had a discussion about it. But I think the discussion is, it's not gonna go there, right?
No, it's not.
So we're, I mean, I guess they'll have to find another place, basically, and I think
Exactly.
that's really where it stops and let
I
somebody,
think the thing is,
but I don't know, it's up to us to find another spot.
no.
No.
I would
Yeah.
say
I
that
don't
we
think
have
so
to have
either.
that discussion with the police chief.
Do you want a motion to that effect?
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
I think he rescinded the motion he had initially, so I
Right.
don't think it's,
Okay.
I think it's out in the open right now.
Yeah.
So is it consensus that that's not going where initially was discussed,
Right.
and it's
Right.
entirely up to find another spot? Okay. All right, so that's one more off the list next week. 2 weeks, next meeting, how's that? And that's all I have, Ricky.
Okay.
Oh,
Correspond.
wait. While you guys have it down there, do you want to decide on electrical? Be two more things. I think roughly they're all the same price per hour, but there was some that were
One was
only, the
higher.
hour was only good for,
Monday through Friday, normal hours.
Yeah.
it was only, right, 7 to 3, and then it
Yeah.
was an hour.
One said they don't come out 24 hours a day,
I
they
know,
come
I
out.
saw that.
Right.
Mm.
And there's only one from town, and the others are
Laconia.
Hudson and
Hudson and
Laconia.
Laconia. But I invited others that were on our list from town. They're, like I said, they're either busy or no intention, so.
Somebody want to make, anyone want to discuss this, or you just want to
Yeah.
make, if somebody make a motion?
No, I'd like to discuss it.
Okay,
I'd like to discuss it in non-public.
okay.
Okay. For C?
For C.
Okay.
Let's see those again, John.
Mhm.
Okay, done those.
All right, then that's all, then the non-public will pick up.
We'll go right into that. Moving on non-public on RSA 91A3 Roman numeral 2.
Are you done for the night?
Yes, we'll be done after the two.
No correspondence, anybody?
No.
No.
Correspondence, no?
Sorry. I didn't
Other
mean-
business? Okay. C. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Have a wonderful 4th, everybody.
Yeah.
We will be signing off after we do our non-publics.